So next comes the Xperia XZ. Sony is the god of displays. That's like from going on from like 30 years. They have been ruling all the displays.
Bravia engines, tri-luminous displays.
Yeah.
And now
everything.
Last year we've seen their 4K displays, and this year also they have put a 4K display in a phone.
Yeah.
And it
4K
also
HDR.
has HDR. Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, insane, man. Even if we see the CES 2017, they were unique in their displays, like sound coming from the display. They have killed it. Again in the MWC, they have killed it.
Yep.
So that was the selling point. Nothing else in that Xperia XZ. It will be costly since it's a premium phone.
Yes.
So it happens every time. So I don't know, like how many people will actually buy that phone. So what do you think?
I feel that it is kind of like the Apple of Android.
Yeah, you can.
What I mean by it,
but Apple never touches, like it hardly touched Full HD this time.
What I mean by that is, it is slightly overpriced, and it is not full of specs.
Yeah, you can. But actually, if the processor can handle 4K, I feel it's doing pretty good.
But I feel like putting a 4K display in a phone will put a tremendous load on your battery. And you have also added HDR to it. So I guess if the optimization is not right, then the battery life will suffer.
I think they have got it right because it's the second phone from them to put up 4K display. Even though it was Sony was the first company to bring a 4K phone in the market. So it was doing pretty good.
But it's a risk, right? Like it's a case with every device. When the device is brand new, it gives great battery life, great performance. But as you go few months down the road, you get to see the real colors.
Yeah, every phone does that.
And what I feel that a few months down the road, if you are using this Xperia phone, then you might. I mean, there's a higher chance you might be facing some battery issues.
Yeah, even if there will be a performance issue, there will be a drastic performance issue. Like I've used around 1 to 2 Xperia phones, so I've seen like in the first year it's pretty good. Like software is doing good, but after first year it becomes slower. Like
exactly.
Not slower than Samsung's, but still it's comparatively slower. Yeah, but happens in the Sonys. So I prefer not to buy Sony Xperia.
So moving on
from premium phones to the budget phones, there comes the Moto. Moto should be in the picture whenever we talk about budget phones. So last year they brought G4 Plus, G4 and G4 Play. This year it was an increment to the G series, the G5 and G5 Plus. So Aditya, you talk.
So the G5 Plus is a really good option if you are looking for a device for around 15,000 rupees also.
Yeah.
So what I feel like, I personally am in love with the Moto series. It's like when the first Moto's first generation phone, when the first Moto G came out, I was like, Mom, Dad, please get me this phone. And I regret nothing.
Yeah.
I've used it 1 year without any
lag,
bootloader unlocking or rooting and stuff, and there was no lag. The device ran smooth. What I loved about its main features was that it's stock ROM. It was very close to stock ROM and very few bloatware apps, but they were not that bloatware. I mean, they were useful.
But at that time, it was made by Google. So it was backed by Google.
Backed by Google.
Yeah, not made by. But this time it's backed by Lenovo.
And I was such a fan of it that I myself have a G, G2, G3, and Moto E2.
Yeah.
In my home. So I'm a huge fan of the G series. But it's like I don't. You guys might be wondering like why these companies introduce this normal variant and then a plus variant. So here there's a kind of a psychological reason behind it. It's like you go to a movie theater and you see the price of popcorn, and you have 200 rupees for a medium one and 250 rupees for a large one. So we'll obviously go. You will be like, there's only 50 rupees more, and I'm getting much more popcorn. So you guys will obviously buy the 250 one.
Yep.
So that is the point here, that these companies are launching two variants. That they are forcing you to pay them more money just by launching a less spec device at a very small price difference.
Actually, this time it was not related to specs, it was just related to the screen size. Yeah, that's it. And the camera was better. Way better. G Plus had insane camera than G4. So this time even a similar thing is happening with the G5 and G5 Plus. The camera is well improved now. The low light imaging has been improved in that. So it still struggles in the way too low light. Like it still has some noise, but it's active.
But this is what I like about Moto. See, even though Moto itself has shifted its administration from Moto itself to Lenovo, they are still taking baby steps in improving this Moto series. I mean, I just love that Lenovo has not abandoned this Moto series. They are letting it continue and are letting it grow and develop at its own pace. Like the first generation had a shitty camera compared to the recent camera. It had a shitty camera. The specs were not that good, but they were decent enough. And in each generation, in G2, G3, G4, as they come up, they initially focused on the specifications, then the camera, then the screen, then they tried to enter the modular world, but that was the Moto Z series. But they are taking baby steps in this under the Moto line, and that's what I like. They are not rushing into it. They are not trying to dominate something. They are just producing better and better phones each and every year.
And that's actually kind of expected from a mid-budget phone. Whenever you think about a flagship, you want to be it way better than the previous one. And that's not the case with the mid-budgets. Like even if I get a 652 rather than a 615, I would buy it. So it's like a pretty good increment, but not that in terms of performance. Like performance wise, it's not that good. So it's still like small increments, great job. So that's the case with the Moto G5 Plus. So I don't know, talking about the tabs, the Samsung showcased a hell lot of tabs over there. So everywhere was Samsung branding. Even though it was absent, it was still there. So tabs were there, but there's not much to talk about tabs. See, when the first tab was launched, like it started from the iPads. iPad created a great hype in the tablet markets. Then came the Nexus series. Asus killed it. Like it was insane competition with the iPads and the Nexus. So after that, there were many tabs from Samsung, then Xiaomi brought some tabs, and I don't know, it was a steady decline in the tab market. What do you think?
I feel that people nowadays don't necessarily want to buy a tab. Like for example, if you go back like 4 years or so, tablets were actually kind of important. Because there were not that much of smart televisions or not that much of smart bigger screens with such functionality. So you had this mid-range device where there is a little bit bigger screen where you can enjoy great media.
It was just like it was meant for multimedia, nothing else, and small productive works. That's it.
But nowadays it's like whatever you can do on your tab, you can do it either on your touchscreen laptop or you have a wide range of smart televisions. And I personally own a television that has stereoscopic 3D in it, active 3D in it. So I personally enjoy movies at my home, 3D movies.
But that brings to the point that even if the tablet market has steady decline, the convertibles has insane growth in the market.
The ultrabooks convertibles and the ultra portable ones.
That even every company has touched touch that market of the convertibles. So even if you get a like 17,000, if you have 15,000, 20,000 budget, you will get a great convertible. Like it will double up as a laptop, or you can use it for a normal multimedia screen.
It will be running Chrome OS or Windows or anything.
It's coming, like Lenovo brought Android to it, and that also without Remix OS. So it was a great milestone to catch up. So moving to the BlackBerry. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about BlackBerry. So like it's good, it's a business device, not my use, but wow, this Keywind phone is genius. Like they have put a normal smartphone with a QWERTY keypad, with insane security, with a good fingerprint scanner.
The fingerprint scanner is embedded inside the space bar of the QWERTY keyboard.
That's innovative, man. Like बड़ा space bar है, अच्छा अब एक ही function है नहीं और एक डाल, fingerprint भी डाल. So that was genius idea, by the way.
But the thing about BlackBerry is that it is like the Jonah Hill of smartphones. Just hear me out. BlackBerry makes some really good phones, but it never gets a lead role. You know, it never gets in the limelight. It is because many of the people, most of the people, most of the consumers, most of the geeks are over it. They have given up on BlackBerry, and I guess BlackBerry responded very late, and now the consumers they don't have the interest anymore left in BlackBerry. And that's why I guess.
But I think still businessmen or maybe some high corporate ones still prefer BlackBerry, because the QWERTY keypad, I think they have still attached to it from that E72, from the BlackBerries. So still they are attached to that.
This is a question. Let's put it this way. This is a question for the audience here. If you are listening, just comment below if you would buy a BlackBerry or not, especially a key one.
Don't think about the price. Think like we are sponsoring you. Would you buy it?
There you have really great options in front of you in that price range. So would you buy this BlackBerry key one? Let us know down in the comments below.
So just to give you an idea, it's not a regular like resolution. It's 1080 into 1620, because the rest of the reso has been occupied by the keyboard. So it kind of looks unusual while using that phone, because you have a touchscreen, also a QWERTY keypad. So the image reso is not that like regular. It has Snapdragon 625, and that's it. That's the whole like highlights about that phone.
Let me just add something here. What I feel that the world nowadays is enjoying their media on their smartphones, and people nowadays just hate it when there is too much of a head or too much of chin in their smartphones. You know, they want as much screen, as much real estate of the screen as possible. And so if you are using a BlackBerry, then if you are holding that device in your hand, then you have that constant black thing just beside your screen, where there could have been a bigger screen, and it is annoying. It is for a person like me, it is really annoying. Like BlackBerry just give up on the keyboard, man.
No, they can't, man. That's their whole selling point. If they give up, like they had brought one smartphone like few months ago. It was a normal smartphone, but it didn't sell well.
The market, that's why, because the market is very, very less. The people who are actually interested in QWERTY keyboard, physical QWERTY keyboards nowadays, the people, their count is very low. And I guess
just like their BlackBerry chat.
Who uses BBM?
Oh man, BBM, man, insane.
It's like if you go on Tinder and you see this hot chick, and in her profile you check out that add me here on BBM, and you are like instant swipe to the left.
So Qualcomm didn't have anything to show, but they did have the chipset, the 5G chipset. Oh. See, if the 5G comes, I don't think it will be way accessible for the normal consumers. It will be used for IoT, it will be used for self-driving cars and all. So, see, the 5G is like 10 times better than 4G.
Yeah.
So see
they are giving speeds up to 1 Gbps or so.
Yeah, so it 10 times faster, and yeah, that's the whole point. See, we didn't see 5G in action right now.
Yeah.
So they just showed some simulations comparing every 3G and 4G devices versus the 5G.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So it's amazing to see. It will be amazing to see 5G coming into the market. So see, I think if 4G came around 1 year later in India, I'm guessing about the 5G. What's your guess?
I guess it will be, I think.
See, if the services are launched, okay, so let's just assume that 5G services start in the third quarter or maybe early fourth quarter of
on a serious
2017.
note, it will take at least 2 years.
2 years easy
for 5G
yeah.
to get to India.
Yeah. So see, the 4G is actually 3G right here.
It is glorified 3G.
Yeah,
the
it's
4G
glorified.
is fucking shit. It is not even 4G here.
It's 3.5G, just like 2.5G.
Yeah.
There is similar increment over there. So India is struggling a lot in terms of digital things. So, and the bright light towards it is the MWC coming to India in September. Yes, that's right. MWC is coming under digital and make in India. See, the struggle right till now is way hard. Like, struggle is there. And I can see a better light in terms of digital India and make in India. So if they can bring MWC in India, I think 5G will be a year late maybe. Still late, but little late. Yeah.
The thing is, it will be a huge step if MWC starts in India and it continues every year.
Yeah.
That's because we are desperately trying to become a developed country from a developing country. And what better is there if you are getting quality goods manufactured in your own country and giving super performance at a very good price. And that will be possible only through Make in India and
the Digital India
program.
See, when you talk about the performance, the performance does matter when the product is made somewhere outside.
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you. So there's a working temperature range. You must be knowing about it. It's something around 7 degrees to 40 degrees, and on an average, if you see your temperature, it's too high. So if the product starts making in our India, so the temperature range would be around 50 degrees, at least 50 degrees. So the performance will increase. So I think MWC coming to India is a great start.
Yep.
Towards like better India, I feel. So let's just conclude our video. Because that's all the highlights of MWC 2017.
So these were the highlights of MWC 2017, and once again we really apologize to yourself. We had a couple of rough weeks. There were exams and
there were post-exam stress
and a lot of tight schedule. Like for example, I myself was out of my home for 12 hours straight.
Okay.
I was like, when I left my home, I didn't see the sun. When I came home, I didn't see the sun.
That happened to me for like continuous 3 days. So I was way busy with the projects and all. So
we really apologize for it, but we'll try to keep our schedule of a podcast each week.
Yeah, we are bringing a new segment or like mini podcast where we'll be just giving latest news, latest phone updates, latest
we'll be trying
updates.
To review a single product which is grossing or which is which you guys might be interested in,
which is the spotlight at that time. So we'll just cover it up instantly and upload it as fast as we can.
Also, not making any promises, but we are working on bringing video into the picture, like not just podcast. We are definitely glad. We'll be more than happy to give you guys some video feedback. So stay tuned for more. And thank you guys very much for watching. And do if you like this video, then do like this video. Share this with your friends and family. Share this with your fellow geeks. And that'll be all.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Bye bye.